Hello everyone, Buddy here at House of Props, and today's project is this Cyberpunk Neurotoxin combat knife. The knife was featured in the book The World of Cyberpunk 2077 and was developed for protection against deep-sea wildlife, but gained popularity amongst assassins. A link to the file I used to print this knife can be found in the below description. I printed the pieces on an Ender 3 Pro and sanded each piece with a 120 grit sandpaper. You can see lines which still need to be sanded down in order to get a smooth finish. To do this, I used a 180 grit sandpaper. To attach the pieces, I used CA glue. While I assemble the rest of the knife, go ahead and click those subscribe and notification buttons so you can keep tabs on our future projects. To create the hinge which holds the neurotoxin capsule, I used a regular sewing needle and cut off the excess. The piece labeled LED is teeny tiny and fits into this small opening. I used tweezers to help secure it in its correct orientation. A piece of the needle was also used to create this hinge. I just secured it in place with drops of CA glue and made sure that after the CA glue dried, it could still function as a hinge. Once the knife was completely assembled, I sprayed the entire thing with filler primer. And once the primer dried, I sanded the surface with 180 grit sandpaper. You can repeat this process of spraying and sanding if you need or want to. Next, I sprayed the knife with a flat black primer. Apple Barrel's pavement gray acrylic was used on the blade and pommel. The grip was painted with a mix of pavement gray and white. To paint the small LED piece, I first based the piece in white and then applied layers of parakeet green. Once all the acrylic had dried, I taped off everything except the areas which are meant to be silver. Then I used metallic silver spray paint, let it dry, and then removed the tape. The final step was to add the decals which are included in the file from Thingiverse. To apply these, I simply used CA glue and used the reference photo as a placement guide. Finally, you are left with an amazing knife from the Cyberpunk art book. As far as I know, this knife hasn't yet made it into the game, but if you know where it is, let me know because I really want to find it. If you are enjoying these videos, be sure to give them a thumbs up and subscribe. And remember, if you are building any of my builds or using any of my templates, feel free and tag me at House of Props on Instagram and Twitter because I would really like to see your fantastic work. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.